Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a water change on the 75-gallon rainbow fish tank. I think we're going to start off with the hang on the back Aqua Clear 110. So here we have the Aqua Clear 110, or now the Fluval 110. But basically here we just got the biological media, and then we got mechanical filtration media. And all we're going to be doing today is 25% water change maybe, and changing or rinsing all the mechanical filtration pads, or replacing if we have to. Actually, we're going to be doing a 75 to 90% water change. I remembered we're running aquarium salt because this guy hurt himself somehow pretty good, but it's all fixed now. I don't know if you can see it right between his eyes. So yeah, let's get to it. So I just got my gravel vac Python set up. Haven't started it yet. What I need to do first is unplug this what do you call it, power head, and turn off the outflow to the canister filter that I have below before we fix it. And then we got to turn off this Aqua Clear 110 so it doesn't run dry. While we're down here and while we're doing the water change, might as well clean this guy out, I guess. So now that we have the power head, the canister filter, and the hang on the back here all turned off, so none of them run dry or cause so much splashing that it stresses out the fish, we can start our siphon, the draining process. And we'll just let it hang out in the drain like that. And now that we have this draining, we can go ahead and start cleaning out this guy. And unfortunately for me, in my situation, I gotta move all these lights and stuff before I can even get in there, so let me just take care of that. So what you're gonna wanna do to keep your biological media alive is just pretty much just let it hang out in the tank water down there while it drains. But that's probably not the best option further. So we're just gonna drop it in right there. The first one was plastic. These are like ceramic, so these are gonna sink harder. And now for the mechanical filtration, just grab it like so, pull it out, tilt it to one side so it drains pretty good, and put it flat, bring it on over, put it in this nice little bucket. Kind of hard with one hand, I guess. You get the, you want it alone in the bucket, just a sponge, and you take this guy, just throw it back up on in here, let it hang out. So there's a lot of people out there that will tell you to never wash, or rinse, I should say rinse, underneath tap water. But since I have about, I don't know, 4 bags of biological media, I think it is, in my tank, along with plenty of plants, and you get the point. I just rinse it under the tap water. So now that I've rinsed it until it is clean water coming out, pure, clear water coming out through the other side of the sponge, we're just gonna go ahead and put it back in. And just a little tip, you always want to keep an eye, when you're draining water, you always want to keep an eye on the tank. Make sure you're not draining too low. It just, it was only maybe 10 minutes that it took me since I started draining the tank, and look at how fast it's already gotten low. And so now, before we go on to cleaning the canister filter's guts, we're gonna clean these socks, our pre-filter socks on our intakes, for these little guys here, so they don't get stuck to it and then we don't see them dead there in the morning. We got the one in front, now we gotta get this guy back there. And as you can see, it clearly helps at least a little bit catching the gunk. So we can just go ahead and rinse them in the sink as well, or under tap, doesn't matter where it's from. And just do this until it is clear. So going against my advice from earlier, or not my advice, but just what I do, we found some rainbow fish eggs here on this pre-filter suck. You can kind of see them, they're just clear orbs. But now they will no longer hatch, most likely. If they do, it is by God's grace. And yeah, there you go, you can see them a lot better. Wow, this one even had eyes on it. Wow, how sad. Well, back to cleaning, I guess. Got that other one cleaned up. Now let's just get this one done real quick. So we're just gonna go ahead and stop it right here. That way the fish don't panic and hurt themselves against the hardscape. One thing I like to do for like all these roots and stuff like this here, all this plants that are out of the water now, I like to take a little spray bottle like this, little mist bottle, just get in there, spray them down, keep them wet, keep them from drying out, keep them healthy. I don't even know where I got this from. My girlfriend bought it for me, so shout out to her. And the reason we found so many fish eggs on the intake sponge was because all this deep, thick plant foliage here is perfect for breeding or spawning. It's almost like a spawning mop. So now we're gonna go ahead and clean the canister filter. As you can see, it's a little dirty, so it's a good thing we're cleaning it. What you want to do is just turn off your inflow and intake and output valves, whatever these valves are called, and then just go ahead and unscrew these. And you typically want a rag, so I'm gonna go ahead and get one, because all that excess water between here and there or here and there is gonna come out. So yeah, don't want to make a mess. So what I do is I just take a shirt, stuff it in between here, and then just wrap it around both, and then just go ahead and do your thing. So here's a little example of that water that's gonna come out. Watch. There you go. So now that we got it disconnected, we can go ahead and take off our rag. There's a little, you can see it right there, that excess water. What I do is I just shove this in there, wick it up a little bit, that way it's not dripping when I am moving this to the tub to clean it. So now that we got it in the tub, we can go ahead and just open her up and see what she's collected. This thing is hard to open with two hands. I don't know how I'm gonna do it with one, but we'll see. See if I can manage. Okay, yeah. All right, so I got her open. Let's see what she got for us. Take this. Oh, you know what? I'll be back. We need that 5-gallon or 2-gallon bucket so we can put all this stuff in here so it doesn't touch all this. Got our 2-gallon bucket. We can go ahead and just take this, throw it in there. So we got a bag of biological media here. Throw that in there. It's not too bad, it doesn't look like, but let's see the underside, because I believe that's how this works. Yeah, that's nasty. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and pull this all out. It's just filter floss if you're wondering what this is. Just gonna go ahead and pull this all out. Throw it in there. This there. We gotta, yeah, this thing's dirty. Check it out. I can't even see my hand. Wow. Alright, so pull this guy out a little. Oh man, this thing is dirty. Throw that over there. And then we have a sponge down here. Alright. And we're just gonna rinse all this down and I'll come back when it's all clean. I just wanted to show you guys the water inside this canister filter. Holy cow. Sorry, I just noticed I keep going from landscape to portrait. I'll I'll try to keep it in a landscape. So we just got this filled up with the filter floss. We're just gonna go ahead and pack this one up with it, and then we should be able to just put it back together and throw it back in the tank. And make sure you also don't forget that biological media. And now you can pre-fill it with water to make it easier for the, well, you actually kind of need to fill it with water. So you fill it with water before you connect it back to the tank. You can either throw prime in here or throw prime before you turn this thing on in the tank, and you're good to go. So now that we got this all cleaned up and filled up with water, we can go ahead and hook our hoses back up, but not start it yet because it'll just be a waterfall. So I'm just gonna get this hooked back up, at least with the hoses, and then we'll get back to filling. And then once we're filled up, we'll go ahead and turn everything back on and see how she looks. So we got the hoses hooked back up. We're just gonna go ahead, fill up the tank, and I'll see you in a bit. And I know there's about to be people saying, how come you don't just hook up the Python to the sink, fill her up that way? Fortunately, I don't have that adapter, haven't had time, or just haven't gotten it. So still filling her up the old school way with some jugs. It's gonna take a little while, so I'll speed it up for you guys. So it's still filling up, but I just thought I'd take the chance to show you guys the fish a little bit. I guess they want to show you them too. Dinosaur Bisher was out here a little bit ago, but I guess she hid, so. And in case anyone wanted to see the Dinosaur Bisher, so we're just about filled up, just need another inch or so. I like to fill it up to about here. Haven't turned anything on yet. Still got to put on these pre-filter socks. I just like to wait until I'm about to turn them on, that way they stay sucked up against the intakes. But it's about done. Probably gonna need to do one more jug, but we'll be back. So we're basically filled up. I just wanted to take the chance to show you a little downward shot of all the fish. But yeah, we're just gonna start this up, that way it can fill back up to level out with the tank, and then we'll be able to move the biological filter media back up into its home and be able to start up the canister and the power head. So let's get that going. So this is for the AquaClear Fluval 110. You can kind of hear it going. This thing has a really powerful what do you call it? I would say pump, motor pump, water pump, I don't know, but yeah, you can see it going there. It's at the perfect level, I think. Yeah, look at that go. It's dirty now, but it'll clear right back up. Check it out. I love that kind of like a river flow to it. Sometimes they'll swim up here and just hang out so they can breathe easy, hang out. And now let's get the canister filter plugged in. Kind of hear the canister filter going now. We still got one thing left to plug in, and oh, can't forget, gotta open the valves. Gotta prime itself. Oh man, it's pushing nasty stuff out those pipes. Gotta help it out a little. I'll be back. So now we got that going. Gonna get this going. Now I just gotta find that cord. Got it right here. Fish it around. It's kind of hard one-handed. There we go. I guess this canister filter has like a little problem with this cable. See, you turn it off, turn it on. I wish I could get it fixed somehow, but it's not worth enough. This canister filter was gifted to me with this stand and tank, believe it or not. Got really lucky. One of the customers from the store I work at was moving out of California and needed to get rid of his stuff. He tried to sell it to me and I was going to buy it, but didn't buy it soon enough. He ended up giving it to me, so that's where we are today. And now we're all set up. Everything's on, pumping. We'll come back when this clears up. Almost forgot to throw these on there, so let's get those on there real quick before something bad happens. And to help us out, we're gonna use a little bit of stability. What does this say? 1 cap full for each 20 gallons. So we got 1 cap. It's 1 cap. 2 caps. 40 gallons. $60 gallons. Oh, a little overspill. 80 gallons. Kept that up. Now, excuse the mess. It's a little messy down here. We're gonna get a little bit of this clarity. Help us clear it up a little faster. Got 1 cap for every 20 gallons. Let's do the same thing. Oh, a little too much. 20. $40. 60. 80. Oh. Can't leave stuff open. Put that back. And a little clouding is normal at first. Just means it's working. And it's nice because you can kind of see how your water flows. So you can see it goes that way, comes back around. It's just gonna, it's like a little tornado. We'll be back when it's clear now. I know, we're not clear yet. I know. But on the bottle here of Excel, it says, on initial use or after major, more than 40% water change, use 1 capful for every 10 gallons. That way, you always have CO2 in your tank. So that way tomorrow morning, before I put CO2, the lights come on. The lights come on before I wake up. So that way they're not starving of CO2. There's already CO2 in the ecosystem. So here we have 1 cap. Oh man, this is gonna take a little bit. I'll speed it up for you. There's 1 cap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I just finished doing that. But I just used 80 milliliters, around 80, I think like 75, whatever, of a 500 milliliter bottle. This stuff goes quick when you have big tanks, big planted tanks. So sometimes, I don't know, what do you think is cheaper? This stuff here, this cost me, it's not too bad, 15. But this stuff goes fast, man. I'm telling you, I'm buying one like about every month. What do you think is cheaper? Pressurized CO2, like MD Fish Tank uses, where you just use like yeast and I forgot what else he used. But you basically, it's the DIY CO2. You just put in the ingredients, pressurizes the tank, and creates CO2. And it lasts a month. He said on his, I think it was a 40 or 60 gallon Beta Sorority tank. And I don't know. I just think maybe in the long run that might be cheaper. You gotta look into that. You guys let me know. But like I was saying, on a small tank, it lasts a good minute. It'll last you, maybe a couple months. But this is about 8 of those tanks, so you see. So we're back. Hasn't quite cleared up all the way yet, but it's basically clear. That's a lie. It's a little hazy. But I was about to go to sleep, so figured I'd feed them. Show you guys a little bit of that. Look at the way they all come to the. Alright, and I think we're gonna call it right here. If you're still watching at this point, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.